is a pimped out, top level, highly upgraded Traxxas T-maxx. And it's looking at the RC track. Well, today will be my very first run with this one. I will show you what's under the body, hiding there in just a little bit. But I think you guys could see some of the money that was spent on it. Let's hope it was not in vain. This is going to be my very first run. We have the Ford F-250 Super Duty body, pretty thick shell. Let's take a look at what's under it. Oh, there you go. The OS21 TM engine. I have converted it to run the regular Traxxas pull starter. If you guys want to pick up one of these engines, this is the best direct fit 0.21 engine into a Traxxas model. And yes, you can use a regular pull start handle. Check that out. We got, I would say, about 50% compression on this. Now this one has the rare old school metal 3-point style roll bar. Super needed and one of my favorite upgrades. Now this one I picked up some time ago. You guys might have been there with me when I was kind of putting it back together. So if you missed that video, go check it out. We have ourselves, this is just the older generation Traxxas with the old style black transmission case, meaning, well, it's gonna have reverse and it's going to have cogging back and forth. That's kind of a system that protects itself against shifting into reverse in the wrong time. We have Integy shocks. I have checked. They do not seem to be total garbage, although usually Integy shocks are total garbage. Now, the good things I know about this so far: fuel tank does not seem to leak. Electronics seem to be okay, although we do have the very old original servos. The one I'm kind of worried about is this throttle servo. Traxxas 2055, fairly old, but they are not garbage. I have put in a new fresh set of foam into this vintage sickening motor saver air filter. What matters is, how will it actually run? I haven't really done anything to this truck so far. Let's take a look at the bottom. A lot of, I would say, okay looking, if not destroyed, Integy parts, but it looks like this truck has had a hard life, because to put gashes on relatively thick aluminum like this is not easy. One thing is for sure, somebody has spent a lot of money on this truck, but how will it run? I'm going to fire it up. I've turned it on. Let me check the steering. All right, electronics seem to work. Throttle is okay. The reverse, I will have to find out. Hopefully fires up okay. It's kind of a weird position. It has tires that just about fit the bench it's on, so let's hope it's okay. The idle should be relatively low. Let me prime it, and it should fire up. Today is a cold day. It's about 42 degrees. Fire in the hole, I hope. Real well, pretty okay, not bad. Good thing is I can see a good amount of smoke coming out of there. Seems to run well even without the glow driver. Can't kill an OS, that's what I like to say. Sounds healthy. Idle is settling down. That's a good sign. Warming it up a little bit. A little two-wheel drive, so to say. Thing is running real good so far. Question is, how is the transmission? We're gonna have to find out. It's a runner. Is on the track. Steering is real bad. Just kind of a preliminary run. Brakes are terrible too. The servo is extra weak. Let me check the reverse though. Let's see if the reverse works. The reverse hits. Go back to forward. Forward works. One more time. Oh yeah. Reverse is super reliable. All right, engine should be warmed up just a little bit there. Let me do a little average driving, nothing crazy here. All right, I mean, it seems not horrible. Brakes are horrible though. Oh yeah, either the slipper is slipping or the clutch is a little, I would say, not grabbing too well. Well, it does want to pull a wheelie though, I will say that. Brakes totally shit. All right, I'm gonna do a little average faster driving. Let's see if the 2-speed engages. I have a bad feeling. Okay, I did not hear the 2, unless it was very quiet when it shifted. Let's come back. It's got speed though. It's got some speed. Just happened. It wasn't getting any response from the radio. Well, can't trust this now. Gotta check the entire electronic system. Engine is good though, huh? Can't kill it. Weird. Let me shut it down. Well, the good news is the engine runs fine. Bad news is, it was a little bit weird there. I lost radio signal for quite some time. Luckily, you know, my failsafe was correctly set. I don't know if the brakes engage or not, but engine-wise, it's perfect. I don't see anything wrong. Going to have to go back to the drawing board. Don't know what happened, but had no radio signal for quite some time. The batteries, quite sure they are new. Let me take a look-see under the body. Maybe I will discover something, although at this point, not likely, and it's cold out here. I'm doing what I can to run it. You guys can hear I'm a little out of breath. Okay, I gotta hit the gym a little more. Okay, so let me do a temperature check on the engine. Engine is good. I could easily touch it, so that means maybe the 2-speed just didn't have enough RPM to engage. We could still do a little bit leaner there on the high-speed needle. Overall, I don't notice any real major leaks. Although right here, I see a good amount of unburned oil. Oh, missing a zip tie. Although, yeah, you know what? I think maybe when it was hitting the high RPMs, it was leaning out a little bit or whatever happened. There's definitely oil leakage from this. I must have forgot just to put this on, guys. I'm sorry about that. Another situation. Oh yeah, that slipper nut, I could tell right now. I could tell right now that spring is loose. So that's why I really wasn't getting that many wheelies, because this engine, I'm gonna tell you something, in a short wheelbase chassis T-Max, the 21 TM is a wheelie beast. But after all, this was just a very first run. You know, the good things are we had no runaway. Engine seems to be holding an average tune so far. Gotta go back, make sure this is great. By the way, I did seal the carb with silicone, so don't think I didn't do anything. I did seal the carb. Also, probably going to swap out the super weak throttle brake servo. It just doesn't have the juice. The shocks, they also need a good amount of tuning. But guys, that's the OS 21 T-Max. You know, I started out with basically a basket case. The guy said it didn't run at all. I think this here today might have not been the best bashing run, but it's proof that it definitely ran. Make sure you guys become a channel member. That would really help my channel out. You know, I didn't sell out to the Armas out there. I'm not out here telling you to buy the new Armas, Creightons, whatever, the low seed mini bagels. I'm making vintage Nitro great again because it's my passion and it's been my hobby since the very early 2000s. And I am happy to have viewers out there like you that are also trying to make Nitro great again in your own area. Thank you guys, and more on this later. I'm going to go back to the Nitro table. I couldn't just send the video there, could I? I had to do a little problem solving. Well, the first problem I hope to solve, I have a fully charged receiver battery pack, going to stick it in there in a little bit. Now the second problem, the loose slipper clutch. I did verify, and yes, the slipper clutch was in fact loose. You could see now the nut has completely cleared the shaft. Before, the nut was kind of sitting directly where the shaft ends. So it was about 2.5 to 3 turns loose on the slipper. That's why during the video, when I was accelerating, it was making a lot of noise and not going anywhere. That would explain why the 2-speed shift, even if it happened, it really wasn't that obvious, because we were getting a lot of loss going directly through the spur gear. Might not even have hit the top speed because the slipper was just too loose. The other obvious thing I forgot to take care of before the run was the zip tie on the exhaust gasket. I'll take care of this, and the truck will be ready for another test in the future. Overall, I think that run was good enough to determine the kind of outstanding issues I have now. That run wasn't intended to be a top speed run. It was nothing like that. The goal was to kind of problem solve, see if there's any outstanding issues, and make sure nothing bad happens. I'm going to button it back up now, and we'll have to check in next time. See you guys later. Nitro World Order.
Nitro World Order.